The gentle hum of sprinklers and far-off laughter filtered through the suburban neighborhood, cloaking Stephanie Jenkins' house in a calm that belied the horror hidden inside. Rows of pastel-tinted houses marched down the street, lights blinking on as dusk fell, but Stephanie stood at her kitchen sink, staring at the blood-stained dishcloth folded neatly by the faucet. 3 days ago, the book club met in her cozy living room, wine glasses glinting as they traded gossip over mysteries and thrillers. Little did they know whose mind harbored the most twisted story of all. The police combed the house with grim determination. 4 members, all with tingling smiles and laughter frozen on their lips, lay sprawled across carpet and couch, their bodies abandoned like broken dolls. When they questioned Stephanie, the only survivor, her story never wavered. A faceless man, always just in the periphery, had watched her for weeks. She described the shadow at her window, the nervous phone calls, her certainty that he would come for them. They listened, and they pitied her, and they nodded. As the investigation dragged on, sympathy pooled around Stephanie like the summer heat. Neighbors left casseroles, strangers mailed supportive notes. Her eyes always shone with just the right glimmer of fear, her story growing only more vivid as she described the stalker's eyes, empty, bottomless, impossible to forget. But in the days after the questioning, Stephanie began to feel a prickle of unease. The rooms echoed with silence, but sometimes, out of the corner of her eye, she glimpsed a flicker, a shadow behind her in the hallway mirror, a handprint on the bathroom glass. It must have been the stress, she told herself, but the sensation grew daily, creeping into her thoughts like mildew. One night, as lightning flashed, she awoke to the sound of whispers threading through the house. She gripped the covers, trembling, listening. The words were muddled but insistent. Liar, liar. She stumbled downstairs, heart thundering, and paused in the living room, where 4 wine glasses had been cleaned and set back on the shelf, glistening in the moonlight. She was sure she hadn't touched them. A crash in the kitchen startled her. She crept forward, breath shallow. On the fridge, a note had appeared, a page torn from the thriller they'd read that night, in her own handwriting. "He's closer than you think." Panic twisting in her chest, Stephanie heard the unmistakable sound of the front door unlocking. Footsteps padded in, deliberate and slow, and she saw her own shape reflected in the glossy black window. But her reflection smiled at her, teeth bared wide, and behind her, invisible hands reached for her throat. She screamed, but the house swallowed the sound, and outside, the sprinklers hummed on, as dawn crept into the neighborhood, washing away the evidence of everything she'd done, while something, or someone, waited patiently for her to confess.